No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Hi everybody. In honor of Black History Month, I would like to take the time to honor someone who's had a major impact, not only in my life, but in the Dallas community as a whole. And that's my pastor, the late Dr. Reverend Robert Price. Reverend Price served as pastor of the New Mount Zion Baptist Church for over 43 years. But not only just the work that he did at New Mount Zion, but he was a major influence in the Dallas community as a whole. Reverend Price served on many boards and in many positions on several organizations within the Dallas community. He served and held an office in the Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce. He was on the board of directors for the Dallas Museum of Arts, as well as on the board of directors for the North Texas Food Bank. Regardless of those many positions, Pastor Price's greatest impact was on a daily level that he had with everyone that he came in contact with. He received many awards. 2011, he was the recipient of the Dallas Morning News Living Legend Award. And in 2007, he had a post office named after him. If you go on 75 and Forest Lane and exit, right there, that Hamilton Park post office was renamed in honor of him. Pastor Price did so much, not only for the Dallas community, but for everybody, and especially me. Not only did he teach me the Word of God, but his daily life exemplified Jesus' love. Everybody that he came in contact, whatever your need may have been, whether it was just a listening ear, whether you needed food, clothes, money, he was always there. He would give his last to help whoever he could. He was true example of Matthew 20:26. Whoever wants to be great, the greatest of these shall be thy servant. And he was a true servant leader. And so this month, I honor my pastor, the late Dr. Reverend R.E. Price.
The person I would like to honor for Black History Month is someone very dear to me. His name is E. Melvin Porter. He was a civil rights lawyer, politician, and the Oklahoma City NAACP president. He also became the first African American to obtain a Senate seat in the state of Oklahoma. He was in the Senate seat from 1966 to 1986. And I'm also honored to say that he's my uncle. Thanks.
Howdy everybody, this is Jonathan Grace, and someone that I admire for Black History Month is a woman named Joanne Bland. A few years ago, I went on a civil rights pilgrimage with a group of students from SMU, and when we were in Selma, Joanne led our group and told us some of the history of the city. She took us to, I think it's called the Brown United Methodist Church, and as we stood on the steps, she mentioned there were some cars in the background getting really close to us, and she said, "Y'all be careful, don't get in the street. These people don't love you like I do, they'll hit you." And we just met this woman 5 minutes ago, so some people laughed, thought that was kind of funny. And then she said, "You know, you don't realize this, but I mean that." And she told us about when she was a girl, some of the things she went through. And she said to see a group of international and multiracial students together to celebrate Black history and to learn about the struggle for civil rights was something she never thought she'd see in her lifetime. And she told us a story about gathering on those very church steps and marching across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, where they were turned back by the state troopers and beaten, the footage of which was shown on national TV, and one of the things that really sparked the national consciousness of the civil rights movement. But she talked about being beaten and running away and hiding in a church for the night with her sister, while her father desperately looked all night for her. And so, for her to tell me that she loved me without knowing me, and to realize how far we'd come as a nation in such a short period of time, really stuck with me. So the person I admire is Joanne, for having the courage to pave the way for this generation, for having the courage to forgive, and for having the courage to love in the face of all the things that she went through. Thank you.
Thanks for that.
So my African American hero is actually a 1-2 combo. I grew up watching these two women on TV, and not only were they actresses, they were mothers, they were authors, choreographers, directors, producers. So I admired them not only for the roles that I saw them play on TV, but as I researched their lives, they inspired me to learn more, do more, and travel more, and be more. So the two women that I'm speaking of are Felicia Rashad and played a phenomenal woman, and when I compared my mother to her, that they were one and the same, and so I looked up to her because I look up to my mother. I love the role that she played, not only as a mother, but also as a black woman successful in her career. And of course her sister, Debbie Allen, who fame started the year I was born, so I at a very young age, watched these amazing women, and through my formative years, watched them accomplish not only great things in their roles, but in their careers. And even now, they are Broadway, Tony Award-winning individuals who really, again, as I said before, made me want to read more and travel more and accomplish more. I studied dance as a kid for about 7 years, and I knew I wanted to study at Juilliard. Why? Because that was a part of fame. And I knew I wanted to be a great, influential woman who had an understanding of literature and art and history. Why? Because both of those things I did. So when I think about my African American heroes and phenomenal women, phenomenal matriarchs, those are the two that come to mind.
Go.
When I think of Black History Month, the people that stand out to me are two people named John and Judy. Yeah, you probably don't recognize that name. That's because they're not people who made the newspaper or the textbooks or any of that. Those are just those two African American people who got up every day and dealt with the things that used to be much more blatant, the prejudices, the race riots, and all of that. And they kept getting up, going to work, doing what they needed to do, and just showing us that persistence is the way to get things done. And so when I think of those two people, when I bring that closer to home, I think about my parents. You know, they were brought up in an era where it was much more open, blatant racism, but they didn't bring that home. They taught us that we had to be better than we thought we needed to be, and every day we had to go out and do what we needed to do. So when I think about Black History Month, I think of John and Judy, which translates to my parents. Thank you.
Hello. So in honor of Black History Month, I'd like to celebrate and thank Jackie Robinson for paving the way to give me childhood heroes such as Reggie Jackson, Oscar Gamble with the big fro sticking out of his hat, Louis Tiant, and modern day heroes such as Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera. None of that would be possible without Jackie. So thanks. Go Yankees.
No weapon